Hey guys, how you doing? It's Johnny. In today's video, I want to talk about trauma. I want to talk about how me being bullied at school and being traumatized for many years had a very transformative effect on my life. And kind of weirdly, I'm going to say I'm so glad it happened. I'm so glad that I was bullied. I'm so glad I was traumatized. I'm so glad that I went through so many years of being socially uncomfortable, being afraid, having panic attacks, being nervous, being paranoid, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But if you're going through any trauma, panic attacks, insecurity, just feeling nervous around people, I completely understand. So I'm going to tell you a bit about my story. I've spoken about it before, but I'm going to go into greater detail because sometimes when you say that you were traumatized, people kind of go, yeah, or whatever. They watch you, they see you confident on a video and meeting women and stuff, and they just think, oh, he's just saying that. But that wasn't really the case, guys, honestly. I was such a shy man. Sometimes, to some extent, I still feel like I'm shy. I still feel like there's so much more for me to express, and there probably still is. That's a good sign. I'm still growing. And of course, I don't know everything. I'm still learning. But I can remember some moments in my life, especially from school, where I got bullied so bad. I mean, absolutely traumatized. I mean, battered. I mean, physically hit, spat on, punched, abused, name calling, where it destroyed me. And I'm very passionate about this because I think everyone who works with me, I can't be 100% sure, I'm pretty sure, I won't be naming anyone's name, so don't worry, has had some trauma in their life. Because I've gone right into the psychology of this. I've been coaching guys for almost 4 years. I'm a real professor of teaching men the art of meeting women on the street. And definitely when it comes to social anxiety, I'm an expert in that because it takes one to know one. To some extent, I've still got social anxiety. You might find that shocking and hard to believe, but I manage it better, and it doesn't stop me from attracting beautiful women, and being myself around people and so forth. But it's always been socializing for me has always been very difficult. And my student said to me today, you make it look so easy when you talk to women. And I say, the reason I make it look easy without being arrogant is because I'm very good at it. I've practiced it a lot, but it doesn't mean it is easy. It doesn't mean because someone looks good at something and they make it look easy, that it is easy. It's still sometimes an internal struggle. And some of you might say, oh, you said you're congruent. You're saying about you're being confident. I did say that, and I am congruent, and I am confident, and I am honest, and I'm good at what I do. But I'm only human. And sometimes I get afraid, and sometimes I get anxious, and my old self comes back, and I've got a voice in the way. So, trauma. My trauma was the cause of my transformation. This is why I'm here doing this video. Years ago, the way I was brought up by my father, you wasn't allowed to talk about your feelings as a man, not unless it was anger or violence. This is what I was taught. I wasn't allowed to say that I felt afraid, which most days I felt really afraid going to school. I was shitting myself because my school was really violent. And I'm not going to name any names, I don't care to, but I remember on several occasions, just when I used to walk into the gates into school, probably how you guys feel when you're about to talk to an attractive woman, that feeling of anxiety or approach anxiety, I had that 10 times stronger, or maybe the same as you guys. I'm not putting down how you feel and saying I'm more scared than you. I'm just saying I had it so bad to the point where it affected my body language. My whole body would curl up. I felt physically sick. I went from feeling really nervous to just really aggressive, wanting to defend myself. And I had a good reason to, because I got bullied at school a lot. I still have a funny hairstyle, but I had a funny hairstyle back then. I wore glasses. And I think I was always socially different. I mean, in the sense that I was quite a creative person, so I may not, I wasn't as forthcoming as the other guys, and I stood out like a sore thumb. And the more I tried to fit in, the more I felt pain inside, because again, I wasn't being myself. And like in the pickup arts, if you're trying to model yourself on a method or someone else's philosophy, you're always going to have that internal battle, and it's going to feel painful inside, even if it looks good on the outside. So I promise this year, and I'm telling you, it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard for me to do these videos now because I'm exposing myself, but I feel this is my duty. This is something I have to do. I'm a lot more spiritual now. Someone sent me an email saying that, Johnny, you should stop apologising for being spiritual. And he's right, I'm going to stop doing it because I am a spiritual man. He also said to me that it feels like on some of your videos, or just in general, you're holding back. You could be expressing yourself more. And that is true. And the truth is because part of my old self comes back sometimes, and I'm still afraid as well. So I hope you guys know that and you appreciate I'm human as well. And it's difficult to admit that, especially when you've got a big platform and you're famously known for being good at teaching confidence and you're good with women, which I am. But I still get afraid and I still sometimes feel vulnerable. And me talking about it now and sharing it to you guys, number one, it helps me, selfishly. And number two, it helps you. So it's a great exchange. So, I'm going off on one. I'm trying to avoid it. Right, back to it. So, difficult to talk about. Give me a few minutes. So, I remember this one guy in my school. He was, I want to swear, but I'm not going to. He was such a bully. He was so aggressive. I mean, he was so violent. I used to feel physically sick watching him bully other people. I remember he would just walk into the class, and this is the faces he'd go, and it's not funny, into people's backs. He would punch them back for no reason whatsoever. And I'm sitting there watching this guy do this, and this guy's smaller than me. The funny thing is physically I know I can beat him up, but I'm too afraid. Because he's the most connected guy in the school, he knows everyone. So if you mess around with him, when I say you're dead, I mean it. Not you're close to it, you're going to get battered, you're going to get destroyed. So me seeing him treat people like this made me feel physically sick. And I remember looking and just thinking, please don't come to me. Because if you come to me, sorry my language, I'm passionate, I'm just going back in time. If you come to me, I'm going to fucking kill you. That's how I felt. I was so scared and traumatized by this guy and other guys, I just thought, he's not going to do that to me. One day he did do that to me. He walked up to me, he spat in my face, and he smacked me in my face, and he pulled my hair. And I was so angry, I retaliated, and I pulled his hair. I feel so violent almost, but I'm not violent anymore. And I smacked him back, and I really put him in his place. But after I'd done it, and Jeff Thompson talks about this, I was so afraid because the initial fight with him, that was scary, that was out the way. I was worried about the follow-up, about the people he was going to, put on me in the school and stuff like that. And he did go to do that, and I remember at the time I was so frightened. I people pleased him and sort of begged him and tried to make up with him and befriend him so he wouldn't do it. But he just kept bullying me and after in very subtle ways. He didn't do it physically, which actually I prefer actually. He did it mentally, which is worse. So he used to pull my hair, take my glasses off, call me names, and this was in front of attractive women. So can you guys kind of see the sort of place I come from now, why I'm so excited, I'm on the camera, I'm passionate about what I do. Because I came from that place, and when people say to me, you don't know what it's like, it just insults me, because I do know what it's like. I probably know what it's like more than you, because I've actually taken action. So I've gone from that, being that person, that guy, going from that pain to, someone who's really good with women. And even, I was saying to a student the other day, even getting the success can be painful. Sometimes it's had me in tears, it's had me on my knees, because going from that place all the way into being a confident man, a strong man, and now I'm physically strong because I took up the art of boxing, and that's not showing off. I'm mentally strong and I'm good with women. So sometimes it's difficult to go back into the past and to even talk about this, because I don't really want to visit that old guy. But you know what? I do want to visit that old guy, because if it wasn't for that guy and going through that, I wouldn't be doing the amazing things I'm doing now. And I certainly wouldn't have these beautiful women in my life that, as another guy said, I think Mystery said it, and I like when he said this. He goes, I'm not going to apologise for having beautiful women. So now I can say that. So my point is, I know how you feel, and I know that these memories can traumatise you. They can make you socially awkward. They can make doing what I'm doing now, coming on the camera, terrifying, to be exposed and let the whole world see you. They can make your conversation skills rubbish. They can make you do small talk. They can make your speech fasten up because you're afraid, you want to get it out, you want to say it quick because you think people don't value what you've got to say. They can make going into Starbucks, ordering a coffee a nightmare, because for me, just changing my position, my legs are home, for me going into Starbucks and asking for a coffee felt like going into the boxing ring. A confident man who didn't come from an anxious place would never understand that. When I talk to my mate Floyd, he can't understand it, because he was born into a confident reality. I wasn't. I just didn't feel that way, and I got traumatised, and I said it before. I love my father, but he was very strict on me. He bullied me. I was afraid of my dad. So being afraid of my dad meant being afraid of any sort of man that resembled my father. And all the bullies at school had a very similar trait to my dad, which was aggressive and violent. That's not to say that my dad wasn't a good man. He taught me amazing values. What a contradiction, eh? And, to some extent, I've said it before, I became violent, and I've definitely been a bully at some stage of my life. I'm really ashamed of it. I'm sorry for it. But that was just a way to defend myself, and I didn't want other people to bully me. But as far as I can remember, I never bullied anyone for no reason. Most of the time, actually, I bullied the bullies back. So when someone would insult me, I've got pins and needles, I would react with violence, and that was because I didn't have the social skills. I didn't understand how to just say to someone, in a confident manner or just be assertive. Look, don't say that, that's insulting, let's move on. I didn't have the intellect or the vocabulary or the emotional control, so I just lash out and hit people. And I'm getting pins and needles now. Now, I'm not saying this to brag, because if you've met me, if you've come to one of my seminars, you've worked with me, you've seen my videos, I'm probably the least violent person you'll ever meet because I've made the transformation. But it isn't easy, as I said sometimes, and many times I get tested, and meeting women has been amazing. It's helped me to control that. So all I'm saying is, as a way of me coming on the camera now and saying that I'm standing up to bullying, if it's a little campaign, I'll start it. I don't like bullies because I've been bullied myself, and I've been a bully at some stage or another to people and to women when I was insecure and I was getting bullied myself, and I'm sorry for it. I've learnt from it, and I will not stand for bullying. I won't let anyone bully me. And if you're being bullied right now, I know how you feel. Don't worry, you're not alone, but you've got to stand up to it. Lots of other people have spoken about it. I heard Jeff talking about it in a video, and I've said it before. Jeff's really helped me out, he's been a mentor to me, not of women, but he's massively helped me to deal with trauma. And this is the thing I've been working on this year. I've been going through different stages of development, and obviously my first stage was kind of just getting over social anxiety. My second stage was feeling masculine and strong and all that, stuff as we men kind of go through the boxing, which didn't give me much joy. And the third stage, the most important one to me, was getting good with women, which I did, sleeping with enough attractive women till I felt better about myself, and realising that it's not about that, but I had to do it anyway. Teaching for me was just amazing. So the bullying helped me to do it. It didn't help me, it made me do this. If I didn't get bullied at school and have low self-esteem and have massive insecurity and, get bullied by my own father, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And I could not teach people from a place of knowing, which is what I teach and why I'm an excellent teacher. And I say that with full confidence. I'm a fantastic teacher because I teach people from a place of compassion, from a place of complete understanding, and I'm naturally good at what I do. I think I was born to do this, and I think you can beg to differ, but I think teachers are born, not made. Just like, they said about Tyson, punchers are born, not made. That's not to say someone can't learn to become a good teacher. I'm not saying that, and you could disagree with me. I just feel deep in my heart, to be a teacher, it's got to be something that you're born to do. It's part of my bias. I always wanted to help people, in some way or another, whether it's helping them get fit, helping them at school, stopping people from bullying them, just having that compassion about me. Not to say I wasn't a people pleaser, because I was a massive people pleaser. I think people pleasing is part of being a genuine person, but it is part of being afraid. And most of my people pleasing come from being insecure and not wanting people to dominate me and bully me and so forth. And so I'm just letting it all out on the camera, because I said this video is for me and it's for you. And a girl said to me the other day, when you teach people, it's quite selfish what you do, because you teach them because it makes you feel better. And I challenged, I said, well, hang on a minute. Of course I teach people because it makes me feel better. And the fact I'm being selfish is being unselfish, because if I was teaching people to make myself feel bad, how could I teach them? I think that confuses us. Really think about it, because I had to think about it, right? And Osho said it. If I don't have self-love, how can I give love to a woman? If I hate me, how can I like you? So if I'm not teaching you guys because it makes me feel better and it improves my life, how I'm going to swear then, how could I help you? So I love teaching, it gives me so much enjoyment. And of course I get paid to teach, because it's, I've got to get paid to, and I don't apologise for it. This is what I do, this is my living. So that's one thing cleared up. You can see I'm getting all the stuff out. So my trauma is my whole story. So my story is not just, the guy, when I've said before, who was a bit nervous, went on the streets of London, practiced for 8-10 hours and got good and started shagging those women, and that's it. It wasn't like that. It wasn't, and to some extent, it's still going on. I'm still, look at me talking about it now. Years ago, I wouldn't have done this on YouTube. I've gone and done an infield or a kiss close or taken a girl home or picked up girls. But really, I'll be honest with you guys, and you guys probably know it who come to me, I'm not teaching you how to pick up women. I'm not teaching you how to get laid. I'm teaching you how to overcome your trauma. As Jeff would say, because I don't want to use people's words without quoting them, I'm teaching you how to change your story. Because when you change your story and the way you feel about yourself, you get laid anyway. So when you see me doing the infills and putting the stuff up, it's not because I don't enjoy it, it's because I'm giving you these tricks to make you come off it. I did a video the other day about coming off it. So what I'm saying is, and Jeff said this, and Jeff actually helped me to do this video, because it's kind of like I recognise a complete similar truth in what he said in my own life, and I've seen it with other teachers. People don't come to me because they want to shag loads of attractive women. They may think they come to me because of that. They may convince themselves they come to me because of that. And I convinced myself, I got into this to learn that. People come into me because they want to feel self-love. Now, I know that may be deep. You know what? I'm not going to apologise. Let me take that away, because I promised the guy in the email, you're right. People want to come to me because they want to feel self-love. When I wasn't getting laid, I didn't feel any self-love, and that's the truth. If that's too much for some people, that's the truth. They come to me because they want to feel happy. They want to be comfortable in their own body. They may not understand that at some level, but the more I work with people, when they get laid, that's when guys will get laid and say, do you know what, Johnny? It's not about getting laid. It's not about the phone number. You're right. It's not about being outcome dependent. It's not even about pickup. It's just about being honest and being yourself. And I know that because I've been going through this almost 11 years. Other teachers as well have been talking about this similar truth. We may express it in different interpretations, but it's just my expression. So I know why people come to me. I know the videos that I need to put out. Yes, in the past, because I'm only human and at the time I was growing, some of the videos were egotistical. Some of the videos are still egotistical, and I'm not feeling bad about that, because some of that's healthy. But what I'm saying is, you guys know what I'm putting the stuff out for. Do you really think I'll be running up and down the street, kissing girls, getting numbers and showing off, which I did at the start, and I had to show off, so to give you guys the confidence to show off and go out and get these results. I was in pain. I was healing my pain from a kid. And I don't care when people say stuff like, oh, don't feel sorry for yourself and just get on with it. Because when you've got trauma and pain, you can't just get on with it, because it's in the back of your mind bullying you. And even when you say, oh, I'm forgetting about it, I was doing it for years. I didn't forget about it. And to some extent, I'm still working on my trauma now. So, and I'm happy. I want to share it. I want to tell you guys that don't feel ashamed because you got bullied. I got bullied. And one thing I can tell you is, and I told a student the other day, because he went through the same thing, we had an amazing conversation. Fucking hell, we connected. His story is the same as mine. Coincidentally, most guys who come to me have got a similar story. If you do want to get in touch with me, don't be like, oh, I'm not going to get in touch with Johnny because I didn't get bullied and traumatised at school. I'm not saying that. I've helped guys that haven't got traumatised. They're very confident. They just need a little bit of direction. They've never done it on the street. So there's some surface-based teaching I do, but most of my teaching is very deep, straight to the heart. So I'm teaching people how to become themselves. As a result of becoming yourself, you change every area of your life, because being yourself is not just about your character, it's the decisions you make in your life. So when I was struggling being myself, I couldn't get a better job than being a postman because I didn't feel I was good enough. I couldn't be fully honest with my friends because I was afraid of their reactions, not because I'm a bad person. I was afraid to show intimacy with a girl, be intimate, because I didn't feel good enough in my own body. I felt repulsed by myself because of what the bully's done in my psychology. So what I teach men to do is far beyond picking up women. That's just surface-based. Guys, I worked with a guy a few weeks ago. He'd had his own problems, and on the third day, he got laid from the street. I watched him do it. He kissed an amazing girl, took home, slept with her, with complete honesty, I may add, and it was amazing. But he wasn't coming to me for that reason, and I know that, and I don't have to say that to him. He doesn't have to say it to me. It's an underlying communication between me and the guys I work with, all the amazing, the amazing boys I work with. They're coming to me because they've got pain, they want to fix it. And they've recognised my pain. They recognise that, well, Johnny's fixed his, look what he's done. And I don't care, who you are, you don't have to be a psychologist. If you watch my videos and you see me, you can see I've come from a bad place. It's on me, but you can also see I've made the changes. That's why I keep saying, be yourself, be natural. Don't use a blueprint, don't use the pickup stuff. If you really want to excel at this, and you don't need to be perfect, I'm full of flaws. I've got loads of vulnerabilities, insecurities. I can't get good with women without this stuff. I can't connect without having human compassion. I can't do it, I've tried it, it's not me. Now, I've gone blank, but basically that's what I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to do more videos about this, because I know that most guys who struggle in the pickup community have got trauma, they've got social anxiety, not just approach anxiety, they've got social phobia, they're shy, they're embarrassed, they care about what people think, they're doing jobs that are well below their potential, they may be dating women that and they're not happy with. And again, it's not a judgment on women, because I love women, I've got women followers. It's basically living a life that's not you, and that's what I was doing for years. Living in what Eckhart Tolle says, living in a fucking pain body. Playing a role that's not you, and you get sick of it. And what I love what Alan Watts says is, and what I do, the guru's trick is, and what my trick is to give you what you think you need. the kiss closes, the infill videos, getting numbers, picking up women. That's not what you really need, but I need to show you that because you're convinced you need that, and I've got to give you what you think you need. But when you come to me for help, I don't give you what you think you need, I give you exactly what you need. And that's helping you to break out of fear and become yourself and feel comfortable with other people and to speak your mind. Because speaking your mind stops bullying, speaking your mind helps you get the job you want, speaking your mind helps you to start an online business, speaking your mind helps you to make money and to not be poor and to not apologise for being poor. Speaking your mind will just dissolve negativity, a negative social circle. It will create a positive one. It will change every area. If you doubt what I'm saying, go out and practice it. Because when I started, and I keep saying it, and other people have said it, don't listen to what I say then. The more you keep watching my videos and not going out doing it, you're not going to learn. I'm a placebo, but I'm a placebo that's very real until you go out and find out what works. I had a guy come up to me today, and I really appreciate what he did. I don't know the guy that well. I see him from time to time in London, and he's been giving me dirty looks, and I was wondering why has he been giving me dirty looks. I just thought I'm just going to ignore it. And I walked past him today on a quiet road, and I really appreciate his courage. And he came up to me and said, "Johnny, I want to say something to you. I want to apologise and say sorry for being a bastard to you." So I shook his hand. I don't know what the reason was. I just said straight away. I just said, and I went for complete compassion, and I really meant it. I said, "I forgive you." And then he said, "Oh, before, doesn't matter what it is," but I had a conversation with him, and he said he didn't like the way I addressed him. He thought I was showing off or whatever. If I did do that, I'm generally sorry. I didn't mean to make anyone feel bad. And he apologised because he said he's been bad-mouthing me to his friend. He doesn't like my material. He says he doesn't think it's for him. But he apologised to me, and I really appreciate that he had the balls to speak his mind and not go on a forum and talk rubbish about me. But that's another story. So that man's on the path, and I said to him, "Wow," I said, "fucking hell, you're making big changes, because you coming up to me and doing that must have felt like approaching 10 mils." And he laughed and he went, "Pfft." And then he said to me, "I really appreciate your work. I know how much people you're helping. I know that you help a particular niche of people. I won't particularly follow your work." I said, "That's fine. My work's not for everyone." But we shook hands, he walked off. Problem solved. So that situation for me, if he come to me years ago, this is not a threat. And if he watches this, I'm not threatening you at all. If I see you, I'm gonna be your friend. I wouldn't have been able to handle that situation. I probably would have resolved it in violence because I was too insecure, and I would have felt like he attacked me. But I just got massive respect for the guy because I know how hard it is to do that. And I don't know what his story is. I'm sure he's got his own pain and trauma. As a matter of fact, anyone who gets into pickup, any of us has all got trauma. I don't care, it may not be bullying, maybe it was a parent, maybe someone said something. Usually it's a woman's dumped you, or you've been in, I know that guys in the pickup community, and the same guys that have criticised me, and I don't mind it, their wives cheated on them, left them, and they've gone from going like that and going on to be amazing with women, and I've got so much respect for them. I don't have to like them, we don't have to get on, I don't have to like their philosophies, but I can fully appreciate and respect what they do, because as a teacher and as someone who come from an insecure place, I understand I understand what it takes. So this is me, in the past, traumatized, bullied, ashamed, embarrassed, insecure, so uncomfortable, I felt uncomfortable walking around in my own body, and this is me making the change, still transforming. I'm not going to say made the change, because that means I'm not growing anymore, and just want to say thank you to the bullies, and I do forgive you. It took many years, and I really mean it. I love you and I forgive you, and I know that you didn't mean to do what you did, because if you did know what you was doing, the damage you did to me, you wouldn't have done it. And I know that you was in a bad place, and you probably needed a big hug from me, and I'm sorry, it couldn't have been different. But some of you I've seen until now, and you've been very friendly, you shook my hand, we haven't spoken about it, but you've apologised to me in your own right, and I forgive you. Some of you are not on this earth no more, you've passed away, and rest in peace, I really forgive you. And if it wasn't for your trauma, what you did to me, I wouldn't be the man I am today. So I massively appreciate what you've done, and just amazing. I didn't think I would be able to do what I've done from the bullying. I felt like it was really bad, and I'm going to continue to teach and put out what I feel is the truth, and it might offend some people. That's tough shit, and it's going to help and heal loads of people. And I really appreciate the support you guys give me. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is, if you've been bullied or traumatized, you've got to talk about it. It's so powerful. At first it feels like, when you confess, It feels like you lose all your power. There's a feeling of complete nakedness, vulnerability, but you feel so good when you do it. And then from there, because you've brought your trauma out, you've spoken about it, you can go and fix it. And how do you fix it? Through practicality, through movement, through going out and talking to people and reading books and courses and coaching and stuff like that. So use your trauma as transformation, because trauma and bullying transformed my life. It changed my income, it changed my social circle, it changed my whole behaviour. It made me be myself. If you want to get more practical stuff, click the link below, go to my members area, pay $6.99 a month and get quality content that's going to change your life, and do it on that level. And I'll be honest with you now, if you're really, really serious, then you'll get in touch with me and take a 6 weeks program or boot camp. If you're more serious, you'll go out on your own, you'll spend a little bit more longer time doing it and having my support, someone who knows what he's doing, and you'll learn the hard way, which is what I learned, trial and error. And you'll take action and you'll say, forget all the fears, forget all the bullying, I want to go and face it, and you'll get the results. It will take time and pain, but you'll get results. Until then, like and subscribe, enjoy the process, get on that members area, become part of a growing community. It will change your life. And once again, thank you for the love and support. Enjoy the process. How long was that, mate?